What's up, Rebels fans? This is Andi from StarWars.com here at Lucasfilm headquarters. This week we are going behind the scenes of Relics of the Old Republic, the latest episode of Star Wars Rebels. So shut those blast doors and cue the theme music. Rebels Recon starts right now. With the Empire en route, the Rebels and their new allies prepare for battle.
Now surrender them or be destroyed.
Outnumbered and outgunned, the group stands together to take down the giant walkers.
Looks like we live to fight another day. Don't we always?
Well, we do when we've got a Jedi leading us.
Meanwhile, a new terrifying Inquisitor has been dispatched to hunt the Rebels, while Rex reunites with his old commander.
You got old.
Had to happen sometime, Rex.
Recently, we hosted a Rebels screening for fans here at Lucasfilm headquarters. Afterwards, Dave Filoni, D. Bradley Baker, and the story group's Leland Shee shared production stories and took questions from the audience. Check it out.
I always wanted to see an AT-AT fight an AT-AT in like a big kind of kaiju battle. So that was the driving motivator. I could have done 21 minutes of just that. You know, and what's the plot? Why are we worried about the plot? Look at it. Just when those things are clashing, you just want to see that go on, you know.
Isn't it exciting to see the walkers? You know, you bring up the viewer and, oh, they're coming.
It sounds so great when you pitch it, and then you're watching it, and Cal will say, full speed ahead. and they'll call them walkers for nothing. So we're doing this chase, which is literally almost like old walking. And you got old clones, and I'm like, so this works on so many levels.
It's a walker and a fishing stroller.
This week's episode proved that the clones still have a lot of fight left in them, even when going up against the more powerful and technologically advanced AT-ATs. We once again sat down with cast and crew to talk about what it takes to bring these scenes to life. Did you get to direct Dee as Rex and Ashley as Ahsoka together? What was that like?
Yeah, I did. Oh gosh, they get so emotional, those two.
They're such good
and you know how I am. I just, I cannot allow their emotions to move me.
Every single time I do a scene with Dee, like we do the performance, and then I just start crying. I don't know why, but we've been performing together for so long and we've been through so much that I don't take for granted the opportunities we have in the studio.
I relate to Rex more personally than I do, I think, any character I've ever done. And we never thought these two characters would say anything to each other again. So it was great to see Ashley/Ahsoka yet again.
Whenever it's involving Ahsoka or Rex, as the crew, I'm pretty hands-on, but with those characters even more so. When we have them together and they're talking, there are some nice moments between them that kind of express the history that the two characters have had, and I call back to certain things, even back to the very first time they met, before it's all over.
You're so bad. What makes the Rebels AT-AT design unique?
It's meant to be sort of like the version slightly ahead of what we see in The Empire Strikes Back.
We tried to do a hybrid of ones that Joe Johnston and Ralph had designed and the ones that were in Empire Strikes Back to show that ours was a developmental version. The ones in Empire, this will surprise people, are actually much smaller than the one in Star Wars Rebels.
That scene from Empire Strikes Back is one of my very favorite. It's one of everyone's favorite scenes. And to have these old guys in their fishing vessel go after this gigantic mobile tank, it feels very Star Wars. I mean, it really feels like this is what was so exciting about Star Wars in the old days.
Is it AT-AT or AT-AT?
Good grief. It's like this game everybody plays to say, I know more than you. To say that, AT-AT, but it's so cumbersome to say. So I still stick with what I said as a kid, AT-AT driver.
I'll say this much. If you're in the universe, we'll try to make sure that Star Wars character says AT-AT. But if it's just you and me talking over coffee, I'm not going to correct you if you say AT-AT.
Chopper! It's great to see you. Listen, I've been watching a lot of your work last season on Rebels, and I gotta say, it's pretty wizard. Now, as you may know, Recon this season is double the size, which also means you're getting paid this season, buddy! Yeah! How's that sound? So are you ready for your first assignment, Chopper? Okay, I'm gonna assume that was a yes because you can't actually nod. Orientation paperwork, huh? How about that? How's that sound, huh? Great? Here. No, you need this paperwork. This is yours.
After last week's cliffhanger, you had tons of Rebels questions. And surprise, surprise, the Lucasfilm Story Group's Pablo Hidalgo has answers. So let's see what he had to say. Okay, Pablo, Michal Kowal asks, how come Kanan knows the fact about clone chips? It wasn't said directly to him in the comic book.
The comic book. We should talk about the comic book real quick. For anyone who hasn't read it yet, check out Kanan the Last Padawan if you want to see the moment of Order 66 and Kanan being a Padawan and witnessing the fall of his master, like all that drama. Definitely pick up that comic book. But you're right, it doesn't get into the specifics of what engineered Order 66 or how Kanan finds out. You got to keep in mind there's 14 years between that comic and the series, so there's plenty of opportunity for Kanan to do some digging and discover some things.
Awesome. Thanks, Pablo. Have questions about Relics of the Old Republic or anything you'd like to know about Star Wars Rebels? Tweet it to @StarWars with the hashtag Rebels Recon and we'll answer what we can online. Now, here's your sneak peek of next week's brand new episode, Always Two There Are.
Sabine, hurry up.
Huh? Thanks for watching Rebels Recon. We'll be back with another brand new episode next week. Until then, check out our episode guide for Relics of the Old Republic and watch for other Rebels announcements only on StarWars.com. What's up, Rebels fans? This is Andi from StarWars.com here at Lucasfilm headquarters. This week, I'm taking you behind the scenes of the latest episode of Star Wars Rebels, The Lost Commanders.
This is Rebels Recon.